Hey, what's up gamers, it's your boy Eggbert Spoodle, back after posting those montages with another banging video based on the Call of Duty franchise. I've had many experiences with a lot of the games, from the single to the multiplayer, and I would like to take you guys on that same journey whilst I also rate them on this epic 10 out of 10 original tier list. I won't be talking expansively or even at all about some of the earlier games in the franchise, as I was too young to retain any meaningful memories about them, but nonetheless, I'll be going in chronological order of release dates and talking about the following games. This is gonna be a long video, so you better get some popcorn ready as it's gonna be a wild ride. So let's begin.
What we do here is go back. Enemy spotted.
This was the first COD game that I properly played. The reason I say this is because I did play COD 2 at one point at my mate's house on his PlayStation 2.
Yes! 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 No! 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 Fuck! Shit!
But I really can't remember anything about it, except for his aim settings being inverted vertically, which made it impossible to aim at anything. I was about 7 years old when I played COD 4. Don't tell my mum, or I'll get grounded, and I found myself playing it on my brother's PS3 whenever one of them weren't using it, on an account I made with the coolest name ever, COD 4 Doom. The campaign was actually really interesting, with the prologue starting with you playing as the president in the aftermath of a successful coup d'etat, being forced into a car and driven through the streets, as you helplessly watch your people being beaten into submission and executed on the spot, until you reach your final destination, in which it is your turn to be executed, as you see the main antagonist, Zakayev, hand his lackey Al-Assad the weapon that will be used to end your life. It really is a great way to set the tone of the campaign, and simultaneously it explains the motive of you, the player, as you assume control of the silent protagonist, John Soapbook Tavish.
And the bad news? We've got a new guy joining us today, fresh out of selection. His name's Soap.
As he meets the Captain Price, and the rest of the gang. This section also includes the infamous CQB test, in which some insane players have been able to speedrun by shooting through the walls almost as if they're being drip-fed Adderall. This campaign has some of my favourite missions in the whole of the series, which include Crew Expendable, where you infiltrate a freighter in the dead of night to recover a supposed nuclear device, juxtaposing the beginning of the mission, which is stealth based, to the intense ending, in which you have to escape the sinking ship, which introduces the classic line,
We're on our way out! On your feet, soldier! We are leaving!
really hitting home the emphasis on the urgency of the situation, with you almost falling off the rescue helicopter at the end, but being saved by Captain Price in a narrow escape. As you look behind you at the demolished freighter, you were seconds away from joining for all eternity.
Baseplate, this is Big Bird. Package secured, returning to base. Out.
And with that, it shows you the title, indicating that this is just the beginning of the potential of the campaign. Everything about this mission is incredible, from the setting to how the game introduces the player to the dangers associated with being a soldier, and how even if a mission is supposed to be covert, it can become overt within a split second.
Taking the next hour. All U.S. forces be advised. We have a confirmed nuclear threat in the city. NEST teams are on site and attempting to disarm. I repeat, we have a confirmed Everyone hang on!
Oh shit, wrong clip. Although you never actually get to play this mission, you play as the American protagonist Paul Jackson that has been mortally wounded due to a nuclear explosion and a crash of a helicopter.
Hotel, service, Juliet, 90 seconds.
And as you fall out of the helicopter, you can hear and see your fellow team members teetering on the verge of death, knowing that these are their last moments. It's a bleak reminder of the horrors of war, and helps to drive home the urgency of stopping anything like this from happening in the future, to not only the player, but the characters in the game.
I was just a lieutenant.
Now if you want to talk about iconic missions, we have to talk about Old Gilly Dub, which is a great stealth based mission that stands out from the rest. It takes place 15 years before the events of the campaign, and details a covert mission to assassinate Zakhaev in Pripyat, in which he plays the Lieutenant Price under the orders of Captain Macmillan in a 2-man mission.
Too much radiation. We'll have to go around. Follow me and keep low.
And it leads to you travelling through various areas, such as the abandoned buildings of Pripyat, after the events of Chernobyl,
Look at this place. 50,000 people used to live in the city. Now it's a ghost town. Never seen anything like it.
with one of them being a massive grassy field in which you have to crawl past a huge convoy of tanks and soldiers. Which is a slow but tense event that is memorable to anyone who's played it. When you finally reach your vantage point, the mission ends and leads on to another mission.
The exchange from the top floor up there. Let's move. Lieutenant Price, the meeting is underway. Enemy transport sighted entering the target area. The wind's getting a bit choppy. You can compensate for it, or you can wait it out. But he might leave before it dies down.
The vantage point allows you to have a clear view of the deal between Zakhaev and the Russian ultra-nationalists, and allows you to take a shot,
Target.
which unfortunately only dismembers Zakhaev's left arm, while simultaneously blowing your cover, leading to you having to shoot down a helicopter and rappel down the building to make a loud escape. In this, Captain Macmillan is injured after we shoot down a helicopter.
Good night, you bastard.
Meaning you have to carry him with you and put him down if you want to be able to shoot.
I've fallen, and I can't get up!
I remember playing this mission back in the day and thinking that I just needed to pick him up once, like he just needed a helping hand to stand up again. So I picked him up, then put him back down and walked away. The thing is, the game won't let you leave him behind, so I failed the mission and I was so confused as to why I had failed it. I'm not sure why I remember this, maybe it's just because it was such a stupid thing to do, but it stuck with me for this long. This mission then leads to you reaching an abandoned Ferris wheel, where you make a final stand against the oncoming forces until a helicopter can arrive to save you. From the crawling underneath a convoy, with death one false move away, to the close call of an escape at a Ferris wheel, this mission is something special, and leaves a good memory that I probably won't ever forget. Another one of my favourite missions is the final mission in the game, in which it is the final standoff between you and the ultra-nationalists, being led by Zakayev as a helicopter cuts off your escape route.
The bridge isn't gonna hold! Move, move, move! It's about to collapse! Get your ass out of there!
And incapacitates your squad. This leads to the death of the two homies, Griggs and Gaz, which have been with you through thick and thin, with Griggs trying to drag you to safety as you fade in and out of consciousness, while simultaneously trying to fend off the advancing forces until he meets his untimely death. The same happens to Gaz, as Zakayev takes the liberties to shoot him in the head. Killing him as you helplessly look at the horrors unfolding, mirroring the prologue of the game as you are unable to do anything, but watch as the people you know are slaughtered mercilessly. This is until a wounded Captain Price slides you a pistol, the deciding factor between winning and losing this battle, with an explosion from your allies distracting Zakayev and his two goons just for enough time to take your shots and finish the battle once and for all. With your job done, you feel as if you can finally rest, knowing that all the deaths along the way were not in vain, as the loyalist allies rescue you.
Это съедите щит!
150-килограммовая хуйня! Сука, сдохни, блядь! Эта семья сдохнет, блядь! Дай-ка мне выиграть эту ёбаную игру, блядь! Сука, ты конченая, блядь! Я твою просто мать, блядь, зарежу конченый, ты кусок гниды ебаный, блядь! ЧСВшная, сука, выблядская хуйня!
And try to revive an unresponsive Captain Price. In this, there is no clear explanation as to whether you or Captain Price made it out alive, but there is a satisfactory ending, as you have finally completed what you set out to do, leaving the story to carry on in a future game.
Although world leaders were quick to denounce the action, Russian officials maintained that the missile tests fell well within established UN protocols. No comment was received from the ultra-nationalist party, where rumors of a possible leadership struggle have just begun to surface.
Está de regreso.
As a whole, I love the campaign from COD 4. It has one of the best storylines in the franchise that can also act as a standalone campaign and works even without the feature installations of Modern Warfare 2 and 3. A part of the game I'd like to commend is the style of editing of the cutscenes before you're deployed into a mission. It sets up what you're doing with the narration done by characters such as Captain Price or Gaz, before transitioning into the first person view of the character you play as. And the style of the maps and the highlighting changes for the mission, all gillied up, with a paper map instead of the satellite image style, which I thought was a pretty cool detail for that specific mission.
I was just
The multiplayer was interesting and had a wide variety of maps and weapons to use, with prestiges, achievements and cool perks. Except for Juggernaut and Martyrdom. Fuck them. I have a singular memory that stands out when playing multiplayer, and it was after a game of TDM on Downpour, where I was at the top of the leaderboards, and for some reason I decided to flex on the other players by changing my clan tag to I'm 7, just so everyone in the game would know that they were beaten by a 7-year-old. Using the MP5 SD, AK-47 or M16A4 was a lot of fun, and the underused night vision goggle feature was a nice little touch to the game that helped on certain maps like Bog or Wet Work. Some of my favourite maps in the game were Wet Work, Showdown, Bog, Crossfire, Shipment, Vacant and Crash. And I'm glad some of these were remastered for Modern Warfare 2019, because the maps on that game are something else honestly, but we'll talk about that later. Not only this, but there was this one video on YouTube called The Ghost of Vacant by the YouTuber user Cappy, and after watching it I was scared shitless of Vacant because I thought there would be a ghost that would come out and eat my ass.
Lily, come in the closet and play.
Oh my god, it seems that I was in a dream.
When I watch it now, I find the video hilarious, but 11 years ago it was something that spooked me a lot, kinda like Herobrine. And who can forget the classic Spetsnaz victory theme? Ah, brings a tear to my eye. Overall, COD 4 is a top quality game and still stands the test of time. The remaster of the game is the same, but with just remastered graphics and loot boxes. Good old loot boxes.
Well, first, we don't call them loot boxes. I think that was
whatever term you wish to apply
yeah,
to them. Do you consider them ethical?
So what we look at as surprise mechanics.
Ah shit. The remaster of the game is the same, but with just remastered graphics and surprise mechanics. Good old surprise mechanics. On the tier list, I'd put it in D for Damn Daniel, as I fucking love the campaign, and from what I played in the multiplayer, that was solid as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm not sure how many people are going to be able to make it this far into the video. I feel like there's probably going to be about like 5 people who reached this far. And if whoever did reach this far into the video, I thank you very much for watching through all of it. I spent a lot of time putting this together, so I really do appreciate it when people would like fully watch the videos I create. I was initially gonna make this all of the games in a single one YouTube video. Then I realised that it'd probably be about 2 hours, 3 hours long, and I don't think people want to sit through that like it's Avengers Endgame. So yeah, I'm gonna be splitting them up into different episodes. Kind of. It's going to be like some sort of a series. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please like, because it helps a lot. And it's free, you know, nothing beats free. And subscribe as well, because that's also free. I'm going to be putting out more content like this in the future, so why not subscribe and stick around for that? Anyway, thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.
au bon